of shadows. Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese, and I hope that you guys are doing absolutely amazing today. I apologize for my voice being raspier than usual. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I've been receiving a ton of emails from you guys. One email in particular really caught my eye and really caught my attention. And after I opened up the email and I began looking through it and reading all of the details of the email from one of you, I knew that I had to film today's video because this is just so fascinating to me, and it's something that I've been really excited about ever since I read the email. In essence, I received an email outlining a whole entire story of a Reese's Pieces who believes they were reincarnated, really and truly believes it. So for today's video, I'm going to be retelling the story with her permission, of course, that she shared with me. And then I want you guys to let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular story. Do you believe she was reincarnated or what? And if any of you guys know anybody or have any experiences with reincarnation personally, because this stuff fascinates me so much. So I'm really excited to hear all of your guys' thoughts, opinions, and stories. Before I get into today's video though, I would just very quickly like to thank today's video sponsor, Coinmaster. Coinmaster is a social game where you build your village and attack the villages of others. Interestingly enough, Coinmaster is the most downloaded game in the UK in 2019, which after playing it, I can definitely understand how and why, because the game is so much fun. The game has amazing pets that can boost your skills, and you can collect cards to get more prizes. So if you guys want to join in on the fun and play Coinmaster, you can use now my link below to get the crazy rewards. Trust me when I say you guys want to join Coinmaster right now because it's getting really big, really fast, and there is a tournament running right now. So thank you so much to Coinmaster for sponsoring today's video. Like I said, if you guys want to join in on the fun, you can click the link down in my description. But without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. So like I said, I received an email right after posting my reincarnation video from a girl by the name of Emma. Now, Emma is a 16-year-old girl from the UK who truly believes to her core that she is the reincarnated version of her uncle, her mom's brother. Her mom's brother actually passed away before Emma was even born, and he had passed away in a tragic car accident. What's really sad about the car accident, and it broke my heart when she began sharing it with me, is the fact that where he'd actually flipped his car and gotten into the accident was kind of in a secluded area, and nobody really heard the wreckage. It was just his car in the accident. He flew off the road, spun a bunch of times, and because it was in a secluded area, he was left there to die, where they believe that he had actually been suffering there for quite some time. Now, this was a complete tragedy to Emma's family. He was really, really close with Emma's mom. He was a really amazing guy, and his life was cut way too short. Emma actually has two older brothers, and when her older brothers were born, her mom wished nothing more than that they would be able to have the opportunity to meet her uncle, and she would pray and pray that he could be around the family and that he could still be there present with them. Now, something really important to note was that the real wound in his accident that actually led to his death was trauma to the left side of his head. A couple years after her two older brothers, Emma was welcomed into the world. And something that was really interesting about Emma was the fact that Emma had a big birthmark on the left side of her head. Her parents found it really strange that her birthmark was around the exact same spot that the trauma had occurred on her uncle that she never got to meet's face. But they didn't think much of it after the fact, and Emma continued to grow as a little girl. Now, right from infancy, they noticed the fact that Emma really didn't like the car. It's not uncommon for babies to not enjoy being in the car, but for some babies, being in the car on long car rides is actually a soothing thing for them. And while they do cry initially, they eventually fall asleep. But for Emma, being in the car with her parents in her car seat was a horrific event for her. She would scream and she would cry, and she just really was miserable within her car seat, right from being a baby. As Emma grew older, she said that her fear of vehicles just continued to grow more and more as well, and she really despised being anywhere near a vehicle or being in a vehicle. As Emma grew, she instinctively began picking up on things that she couldn't have known that her uncle had done prior to passing away. There were certain snacks that Emma would make as a little girl or ask for as a little girl that most people just wouldn't ask for. There were certain things that she was interested in that most little girls weren't interested in. When Emma was around 6 years old, they were driving down the street and her fear was really heightened in the car. One of Emma's tactics of being in the car that she found really helped her throughout her childhood was her parents would play a game with her where they would ask her to see what she could spot outside of the windows while sitting in the car. One day, as they were driving up the street, Emma was playing this game with her parents, looking out the window, trying to spot things to distract herself from the fact that she really despised being in the car. That was when a really rare and very strange old-looking muscle car drove past the vehicle. And Emma said that at 6 years old, her parents have told her now that she looked out the window and said, "That's my car." It was around this time that Emma's mom kind of started to piece things together. Emma started recounting and recalling memories that she'd never been present for, things that had happened long before Emma was even born. She would tell her mom these stories of things that had occurred, but her mom couldn't understand how she knew little details that she knew that she'd never shared. At one of Emma's birthdays, she started getting nervous around the candles on her cake, and she turned to her mom when her mom asked her why she was doing this and told her that she was afraid of the fire because she didn't want her finger to burn like her mom's had at one of her childhood birthday parties. Now, it was such a minuscule thing that had happened. Apparently, when her mom was younger, at one of her birthday parties, she'd stuck her finger into the flame trying to test it, and she'd blistered her finger by keeping her finger in the flame for too long. This was a memory that her mother had never shared with her kids. That was when she started to piece together that something about Emma just wasn't quite right. As Emma got older, she started having nightmares of a car accident, nightmares of being stranded in a car while it's upside down and her head is bleeding. But it wasn't until one day they were looking through old family photos and a 9-year-old Emma looked at the picture at her mom and her mom's brother and said, "I love this picture of us." Emma's mom, who'd already been suspicious, looked at Emma and was like, "What do you mean you love this picture of us? This is your uncle and I." And Emma began to recount the events that had transpired on the day that picture was taken. As Emma got older, she said after the age of 10, for the past 6 years, her memories of that life have slowly faded and are slowly fading away. But Emma's mom is certain that her soul is that of her brother's. I don't know, you guys. When I read this story, I was so fascinated. I was completely pulled in, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because it really, really fascinated me to think about the fact that one of the Reese's Pieces could perhaps remember her past life. Well, you guys, that is basically it for today's video. That's everything that Emma shared with me in her email. Emma, of course, gave me permission to share this with you guys, but I really want to know, what do you guys think of Emma's story? Please, please, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be looking through all the comments because I'm really interested to hear your guys' personal reincarnation stories, and I'm really anxious to hear what you guys have to think or have to say about Emma's story. Do you think Emma was reincarnated, or do you think it's a strange coincidence? Thank you once again to Coinmaster for sponsoring today's video. Like I said, there is a link down in the description. Join in on the fun, get your 300,000 coins on your 50 spins. And if you're new to my channel, please, please, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until next time, I love you guys.